The book contains interviews with people from clergy to military leaders to artists to scientists to politicians. It's the breadth of the issue which is the very interesting thing here, because there's a commonality of the effect of this information overload on a lot of people, and it's stopping them being able to think. It's stopping them being able to create, so that it's forcing their creativity into these quiet zones, so that when they're actually not working, that's when the ideas come through. Because when they're at work, they're too busy transmitting or processing or gathering information to really allow the process of incubation that is really the true provenance of creativity. Well, it's a great question, and it comes down to the whole ethos of what it means to be a professional in the 21st century. And it really comes down to doing what you and you alone can do. And that means professional people are hired because of this. Of course, it helps if they've got this, but they do need this. And if they're going to use their minds to solve problems, it's essential that they tap into their own potential to be able to do that. And our education, in many instances, as you've seen, is very deep and very narrow and very specialized, which creates a profundity of an analytical capability. But of course, that's only one method of solving a problem. If you're zoomed in at this level of analysis, it actually sometimes can draw attention from a more conceptual response, which may actually give you a greater perspective on a problem. And my worry is that our education is becoming too analytical, too specialized, too siloed, and not broad enough to be able to work in a globalized environment. Well, businesses already are curtailing information in the same way that individuals curtail it. They filter it. So in the book we talk about some of the research that's there that shows that, for instance, there's so much information coming to people that it gets filtered in very specific areas. We know that people filter in bad news. So now people hear about terrorist incidents all over the world all of the time, which creates a perception that those terrorist incidents are increasing and the world is in a state of chaos. All of the economic statistics, by the way, show that that's not the case. Secondly, it filters to the local. You know, we know more about what our cousins are doing now through Facebook than we ever did, or than is ever healthier for us. Thirdly, we are so overloaded, we actually filter in 10 cats that look like Hitler. Most people, that's why it accounts for huge amounts of attention on these things which cross people's desk. But interestingly, we also filter out people who have a different point of view that we have no interest in listening to. And that comes down to an illustration of that is in the no platforming phenomenon that we're seeing in universities and colleges, where somebody is deemed to be beyond the pale and nobody is even allowed to listen to them because they're automatically parenthesized out of what is an acceptable response. And then you end up with an echo chamber of people responding to each other's ideas broadly within the same parenthesis. Well, this is a fascinating question because it really comes down to who's in control, what the structure of the organization is, and how much trust there is for individuals within it. The technology that is driving so much of this overload is a bit like fire. It's a good servant, but it's an evil master. It's up to us to control it. If we want it to be a benign force, we have to control it and understand its effects on us. If we don't do that, then it will start to control us and will go faster and faster and faster. And I can assure you, with the pace of technology and the development of Moore's law and artificial intelligence, we are not going to be able to keep up with it. What we have got to do is to make that work much more effectively for us so that it can feed us information around the world across the piece in a relevant way to allow us to live our lives easier and to allow us to be more productive. It's there to serve us, not the other way around.